Hi guys, and welcome to the space of Conscientia Plena. So in our last video, we were talking about action strategies that we can take to work towards our own health and well-being. Today, we're going to be looking at how thought strategies also have a huge impact on our emotional regulation. So I want to begin by sharing with you some words of wisdom from a man that was called Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu was recognized for his wisdom within the philosophical tradition of Taoism in the 6th century. And he said, might change the words slightly so it makes more sense today with the way we speak. Watch your thoughts because they become your words. Watch your words because they become your actions. Watch your actions because they become your habits. Watch your habits because they become your character. And watch your character because your character is your destiny. So I want you to reflect on that for a moment and just have the opportunity to think about how one little thought that maybe is negative about ourselves or negative about somebody else or negative about a vision we have for the future can have such a huge transformational effect on the life we're actually living. And that's why this video is all about how to focus those thoughts on what we want to think about. So the first top tip I have for you today is to practice something called positive self-talk. Positive self-talk implies taking those negative thoughts and trying to find some positivity. For example, you've probably heard people talk about the power of the word yet. I can't do this yet. I can't ride a bike yet. I can't run a marathon yet. Whatever it might be that your challenge is, by adding that word yet, you are implying to your brain and to your subconscious that you are going to be able to do this at some point. And that is extremely powerful just by adding that one little word. Another example I have is maybe you have a challenging friendship, or maybe you have a bit of a test coming up, something that's going to really challenge who you are. And instead of going into this negative self-talk, which is, I can't believe we have to study for the final exam tomorrow, I'm not ready, I'm never going to be able to do this, try turning it into some positivity. I have a challenge. I have an area of opportunity. I have the opportunity to study, to learn, to develop this skill, to practice and show that I am capable. That type of language makes a huge difference. We've all had those kind of bad days where everything just seems to be going wrong and we're full of this negative self-talk. I even remember a friend of mine who was having a really bad day until he sat down on the grass and even went, I hate the texture of this grass. And that was when I knew that he really had to get a control of his thought pattern because it was sending him into a very negative spiral. So another strategy that we can use is called compartmentalize. What does that mean? That means that you choose a specific time of the day when you're going to allow yourself to kind of have those negative thoughts. And if those negative thoughts arise during the day, and it can be challenges, things you've got to do, things that you really don't want to do, but you've got to do, then you make a note of them. Okay. And when comes your time to reflect on those things, maybe give them the presence you feel they deserve, then you choose a specific hour of the day. I tend to do this personally. I like to run and I go for a run, and that's kind of my moment when I actually allow myself to go into these patterns. And actually when I'm running, I start to realize that nothing's really as bad as I was thinking it was. And actually by limiting those negative thoughts to a certain time, it's a lot easier to allow the rest of the day to be focused on the positivity. Okay, our next thought strategy is to focus on gratitude. You're probably thinking, this guy, all he talks about is gratitude. He's said this a million times, but why does he keep going on about it? Because once again, evidence continues to show that by practicing gratitude, we have the opportunity to convert ourselves into happier people, okay? This is the medicine to take you towards happiness, okay? Having a daily space where you can say, I'm thankful for, and it can be people, it can be experiences, it could be for any kind of reason at all. Just allowing yourself to feel grateful has a huge impact on our soul and on our well-being. I really, really recommend it. And if you've forgotten how to practice gratitude, I'm going to leave you a link at the end of this video so you can go and do a practice straight away. So another strategy that I fully recommend and comes recommended by the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence is to savor the good moments. Scientists have found that we do have a negative bias in our brain. We tend to focus on negative experiences more and we feel them with more intensity. So we actually have a challenge. The same as when we talked about deliberate gratitude in another video when we talked about hedonistic adaptation. Well, this is another kind of practice there where, if we have a negative bias, you have to kind of put a little bit more effort into the positive. So how does this work? Savor the good moments. Good things are happening all the time. Good things happen to you all the time. Maybe you just don't place that much focus on them. It can be a little thing. I don't know, a classmate hands you a pencil. A colleague says they'll take your class so you can go to an important medical appointment. Whatever it may be, take the opportunity to savor that good moment. Really give it the time and presence it deserves to actually focus on, wow, somebody's helping me out. Wow, this great thing happened today. Take a moment to reflect on that and don't rush into the next activity because we tend to be very, very busy. We tend to focus on, got to do this, got to do this, got to do this. Here, the invitation is to, whoa, slow down. Something good just happened. Can I take a moment to enjoy that? Maybe it inspires like a smile. Maybe it inspires me to laugh. Maybe it might inspire me to hug my friend, whatever it might be. Take that opportunity to be grateful and to savor the good in that moment.